Other people, luck, the weather, suspicious children stacked on top of one another in trench coats, all colluding to decide how good or bad their day will be. There's a theory you might have heard of. It's called locus of control, and it's a sort of spectrum. On the one hand, you have people with a very internal locus of control. They believe that most of what happens in their life is dictated by them. They are masters of their own destiny. On the other hand, people with an external locus of control believe that their lives are mostly determined by external factors. Other people, luck, the weather, suspicious children stacked on top of one another in trench coats, all colluding to decide how good or bad their day will be. And where we sit on this spectrum can radically affect our behavior. Studies have shown that people with a more internal locus of control demonstrate more social and altruistic behaviors. They're more likely to give blood, donate to charity, vote. Perhaps because they have more belief in their own agency, they feel they can make a difference. And there's even evidence that these people are more likely to resist social influence. A survey of German World War II survivors found that the people who were resisting Nazi orders and rescuing Jews were more likely to have an internal locus of control. But what's interesting about this theory is that it's not about how true your assessment of what you control actually is. It's about how it makes you feel. Studies have shown that people with a more internal locus of control are more motivated, have better social relationships, and lower levels of depression. So it might be a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy. Believing you're in control might lead to you actually taking control. Of course, where exactly your locus sits on this spectrum is shaped by many things, in particular your childhood. But it is ultimately a belief, and it can be a very helpful one. So you might ask me, how am I meant to believe in this sense of individual autonomy when you've also told me I might not have any free will at all? Well, maybe consider the fact that whilst you sit there watching this video, you're also hurtling through space, orbiting the sun along with your planet at about 107,000 kilometers per hour, or that for millions of years you didn't exist at all. These things don't feel like they're true, and yet somehow they are. So when it comes to the control you have over your own life, it's something that might be, true or not, worth believing in.